Welcome everyone to the bustling gem in the crown of the South African East Coast. This is Buffalo City, a city that is fast becoming a major attraction as far as international sporting events is concerned, surrounded by the most amazing beaches with picturesque postcard views around every corner. A city that attracts visitors from all around the world all year round, and this time it would be no different. The picturesque view of the Orient Beach playing host to the African Rowing Beach Sprint Championships. The Orient Beach, of course, getting its name from a shipwreck that occurred just off the pier wall when a Russian ship sank in 1907, and the name has stuck ever since. But now we welcome just on 12 countries coming to partake in this amazing beach sprint event being hosted at this fantastic venue. Action and competition spread out over 2 days at this event, with day one being more about qualifiers to try and see where they would be in the semi-final lineup. We caught up with the coach of the SA Coastal Rowing team to find out more about coastal rowing and the event taking place.
Well, today is the preliminary heat of the African Championship Coastal Rowing Beach Sprints. Beach Sprints is a new event which is included into the 2028 Olympics, and we are building up coastal rowing in Africa. This is the third time that the African Championships has happened, but it's the first time in South Africa. The others have been in North Africa, so it's really good to have them there. It's really fantastic to have so many countries visiting. It's the biggest one yet, as far as I know, and it's really been lovely having these guys. We've got beautiful weather and exciting racing happening.
Buffalo City, of course, well known for the Buffalo Regatta that happens every year around February in the form of traditional rowing. But this is coastal rowing.
It's an offshoot of traditional rowing. It's the mountain biking of rowing, if you would, the exciting cousin. This is the first African Championships we have. We do have a national series which runs through the year. It goes in 3 provinces. But what we do with coastal rowing is every year each province will host the event at a different venue. So this year we had Hout Bay, we had Durban, and we had East London. Next year it will be Camps Bay or Simonstown.
Egypt, one of the top competing teams in the African Champs. They, of course, won the last African Champs held in Egypt. They've got their sights set on claiming as many medals as they can, and the coach seems very positive.
احنا الحمد لله استعدينا للبطولة دي من 3 شهور بالظبط. عملنا معسكرات وعملنا اختبارات للعيبة وسجلنا أزمنة، واحنا جايين ان شاء الله نكسب البطولة دي، لان احنا اخر بطولة كانت في مصر احنا اللي كسبينها ان شاء الله الحمد لله. وزي ما انت حضراتكم شايفين النهارده احنا الحمد لله اولموست كل الكروز بتاعتنا، كل المراكب بتاعتنا اتأهلت، معظمها اتأهل الفاينل بكره ان شاء الله. واحنا بكره باذن الله بنلعب على الميداليات الذهب باذن الله ان شاء الله، وان شاء الله نكسب البطولة باذن الله.
With so many top competing teams, Egypt definitely going to have the work cut out for them to try and claim those gold medals. But they've got a really good team, and I think they're going to be able to do really well. The South African team, of course, wanting to make sure we keep some of those medals here in South Africa. This is Inga Bovu and Lisakanya Mkalo competing in the men's double, throwing everything at their qualifying time to see if they will make it through to that final.
It was something I just started rowing together a few months ago, and I feel we've developed a lot, and I'm proud of each other. Yeah, it's all about practice. Today we executed everything we had. Let's see what they got, and then it's game on. No tiene, RSA.
Well, the boys seem quite fired up. The East London Esplanade playing host to this amazing event as the qualifiers continued throughout the day. Buffalo City being blessed with amazing weather throughout the year, a perfect spot to host this event. But the SA girls, well, there were some concerns in the team about the weather and the surf.
It's my first time doing African champs. It's a different experience, and I'm really excited. It's stressful, but it's really a fun experience. I'm really happy to do it.
I'm pretty relaxed because I've done a big regatta like this before. But I'm scared of the waves right now because it's currently going into low tide, and then once it goes low tide, I'm going to be worried about the waves and stuff. But other than
that, the wind is
otherwise it's
fine.
A good day.
Yeah, everything else is perfect, and we're really excited for the rest of the day.
A man that needs no introduction to the world of rowing is Murray Bell-Smith. Of course, he won the Silver Sculls in the 2024 Buffalo Regatta. We caught up with Murray and wanted to know from him, what is it about coastal rowing that attracts him to the sport?
It's just a nice vibe. Like, it's quite a lot more chilled on the beach. With music playing, things like this would never happen on flat water rowing. That's always like quite intense and strict. There's obviously super high intensity, but the vibe around the regatta is a lot more chilled, and it's like a beach vibe, which is pretty cool.
Well, he was right about one thing. The atmosphere on the beach was very party-like, but still very competitive as everybody competed. One of the countries that took part in this year's African Champs is Team Angola. All their training was done exclusively on flat water, and this was the first time the team came out and competed in the ocean.
Ok, para nós as condições estão excelentes, não é? Para nós a nossa preparação correu bem, os jovens estão alinhados, estamos a gostar. Dizer também que é a nossa primeira participação no remo de mar e, portanto, pela primeira prova deu para perceber que Angola respondeu bem às orientações e executou a prova sem ter nenhuma penalização. Isso é o que importa. Viemos para aprender, para participar, porque nós, em dezembro, vamos organizar em Angola os Jogos Africanos da Juventude, que vamos contar com vocês e outros países africanos que vão estar lá com certeza.
Estamos a nos sentir bem, estamos preparados, porque cada remada que nós damos, estamos a ganhar uma experiência. Então estamos preparados para qualquer coisa.
Estamos nos sentindo confiantes e vamos dar o nosso melhor para subir no pódio.
Estamos com países muito fortes, mas é com eles que nós vamos melhorar o nosso tempo.
For many of the African teams competing at the Africa Champs, it will be their first visit to South Africa. And by the sounds of it, many of them are truly impressed with our country.
The weather is gorgeous. South Africa is beautiful, and I couldn't hope for any better weather. Everyone's really sweet. It's really nice to see all the other African countries because obviously rowing is not a very populated sport in Africa. So I competed at U23 Worlds, so I have been prepared since, I would say, maybe August. And I think that we really just want to have a fun time, have some fun races, fast races, and hopefully bring home some medals.
Coastal rowing has allowed rowing to spread its wings in countries that couldn't afford to be part of traditional rowing. We spoke with development manager Anna Hanguni from World Rowing.
I think the approach that we have really taken, the strategy we've taken, is the accessibility of coastal rowing versus classic, especially for contexts like ours here in Africa, because there's less, let's put it this way, equipment and arrangement compared to classic. It's been easier to bring coastal rowing, beach sprints specifically to Africa because we have a lot of countries that have got coastline. So that has been our thrust this year. Also, with it being a new Olympic discipline, it's actually created so much more opportunity because it's technically, fundamentally, less costly. Our biggest partner as an international federation at this moment for our development programs is the Olympic Committee through an arm called Olympic Solidarity, because there are a lot of grants that they give to the national Olympic committees to enable them to have coaches trained, to have athletes take part, and even sometimes to just get a bit of support for equipment.
So with all the qualifiers out of the way, into the finals of day 2 we go, and it's a great pleasure for me to welcome Kate Godfrey, the president of SA Coastal Rowing. And Kate, it's a great honour to be hosting the first Africa Beach Sprint Champs here in Buffalo City.
Yes, this is the first international beach sprint rowing event in South Africa. We were really excited that we won the bid, and I think we hosted a pretty good event that really showcased what we can do in South Africa and Buffalo City really well.
And with just on 12 countries turning up for this event, we kind of had all of the top competitors that are taking part in coastal rowing in Africa at this event.
Absolutely. The northern African countries are extremely good at this. They're on the Mediterranean, and they have been focusing on this rather than classic rowing as where their best medal hopes for the 2028 Olympics will be. There's the boat handlers. That's Terry Diplock, closest to us, and then Ruan Boyens. He's the national junior coach for beach sprint rowing, and they direct the rowers. Now, rowing is done backwards, and you have to zigzag out between buoys, and you need people to be able to help direct you around the buoys.
Moss and Hen ensuring that South Africa takes home a few medals, and a fantastic finish by them, managing to outfox the team from Zambia to claim the first medals on the day.
They did. So this is Janelle and Alara, and they have both go to Clarendon School and row for Buffalo Rowing Club.
Moving into the men's single finals, and this would be Egypt against Tunisia. Two top competitors here on the water, Kate.
Both Egypt and Tunisia have had top results on the world stage. They've had medals in world championships in beach sprint rowing. Tunisia has had world champions in beach sprint rowing. And here you can see one of those unfortunate things that happened is breakage. Unlike classic rowing, if you have a breakage, the race carries on.
I don't think it's the way Tunisia wanted to win this race. They wanted to be a fight on the water, but Egypt, of course, with that breakage, putting them out of contention, and the win clearly going to Tunisia.
Well, Egypt have been getting progressively stronger and stronger. Last year, African Beach Sprint Championships, it was in Egypt, and they were the strongest team there. The previous African Championships were in Tunisia, and they were definitely the strongest there. I'd say Egypt and Tunisia, they dice it out at the top very much, and we're now hoping to be one of the top contenders. And I think this championship really showed that we are in the top. We got 10 medals and a gold in there.
As the focus shifts to the women's junior doubles final, Egypt against Morocco. And Egypt, of course, the favourite in this one. Egypt having the numbers at this event. They've got competitors in almost every single final. But Morocco really moving up as far as the top competitors in Africa.
Yeah, and we've actually got a Moroccan athlete who trains in South Africa. In classic rowing, the South Africans are a lot stronger than most of the other African countries. In beach sprint rowing, we took to it rather late, and we've had a little bit of catching up, but we are catching up quite nicely. But Egypt and Morocco, both very strong countries who have really been focusing on this. As a nice sharp turn from Egypt, and they're very, very competitive, and they do like to win, and they're very good at winning.
Egypt making that turn buoy first, and it looks like Morocco behind them, probably by about 30 seconds. This win is definitely going to go to Egypt, and it's another medal in the bag for Egypt. Morocco not being able to pull it off.
Yeah, the Egyptian team, they got a lot of wins in this. We heard their anthem a lot at the prize giving, but it was great that they brought down such a big and such a strong team.
But this was South Africa's gold medal final that everybody was watching, and it was going to be a close one.
So this is a very top Tunisian double. They won silver at the Classic World Championships in the lightweight doubles, and we've got Violante Lama and Fran Hill up against them in the women's double. Now it's a very, very close race. You can see them literally nose to nose dicing the way up. You can see the boat handlers directing them around the buoys. It's very very important you have a close line to the buoys and don't oversteer. You also don't want to hit them with the end of your blade because that really slows you down. And then the end buoy, you have to do a complete about face and go 180 around the buoy. You can see there the Tunisians just clipped the buoy, which would have slowed them down a fraction. The South Africans just get to that turning buoy, and their turn is a little tiny bit tighter than Tunisia, which is fantastic. Violante doing an excellent job of steering. Now coming back, it's about your boatmanship, how you handle the water. Can you catch a wave? Can you get out of a slump, out of a dip in the waves quickly enough? And you can see there South Africa got a nice bit of movement, rating nice and high, and they're going to get in front of that wave, whereas the Tunisians are just behind them, and that makes a massive difference. Now Violante is going to jump out and run up the beach. It looks easy, I promise you it isn't. Most of the time when people try this, the first thing they do when they climb out of the boat is fall flat on their face, because that transition from rowing to running is very, very hard. And she manages to do it beautifully and just gets to the line before Tunisia. So that is a real coup for South Africa, beating this silver medal in the world.
Tightest race I've ever raced. We were neck and neck the whole way, just pushing each other. And in the last buoy coming back in, I made a call to V that I don't think I can share. And I just felt her legs go, and we knew at that moment when a wave picked us up that it was going to be for us. The conditions were on our side.
The focus now shifts to one of the under-23 ladies finals. Othmani from Tunisia against Al-Wala from Egypt.
Hawala is a very strong competitor, and she's been competing in several of the races and doing extremely well. There you see, you get a nice close-up of climbing into the boat. So important that they get that right. And then they've got to get straight into a big wave. And the waves don't care whether you're male or female. They're going to hit you whichever way. And it's all about how well you negotiate. And if you're unfortunate enough to get two big ones and your competition gets two little ones, then they're going to get through them a lot faster. Very nice line through the first buoys. And you can see the safety boat out at the end with one of the local safe lifeguards in it. Now you can see getting up to the buoy. And it looks very much like Egypt got up to the buoy first, but a nice tight turn, but it looks like Tunisia is doing very well as well. Obviously, we got to look at the results before you do, and you can see there it looks like Egypt is just behind, but they're both pumping straight down. Now it's nose to nose, and you can see the waves sucking back and slowing down both boats, so they've both got to jump out of the boat as quickly as possible, run up the beach, and it looks like the Tunisian has got slightly stronger legs than the Egyptian as they get up to the first turn, and now they've got to hit that buzzer first, and this will help them get through to the next round.
Into the mixed double final as we go. Egypt against Algeria, and this is going to be a sprint for gold.
And these ladies that we see running down the beach, they are phenomenal. I think the Algerian lady, Benadou, did something like 22 races by the end of the day. But even the Tunisians, and because there are more men competing than women, the women really had to prove themselves and just did race after race after race. The South African team were much more fortunate because we had far more ladies actually competing. Now here you see them struggling a bit with the waves, but doing well. They all row on the Mediterranean where there really aren't that many waves, and East London is renowned for being a good wave spot, so we had to be very careful about where we placed the championship. Their coaches pointing the way around the buoys, very important for the boat handlers and coaches to do a good job of that. Very close race as they come up to the top buoy. They're going to dig in their blade. It is always an anti-clockwise turn, and now they're trying to get their nose round so that they can race straight down back to the beach, and now it's just straight horsepower as they sprint down again. Egypt just getting their nose ahead of Algeria, and they managed to pick up a nice run there on that wave. Algeria losing a length just because of the wave and how they've handled it. Egypt jumping out of the boat and making it look so easy, that transition. Believe me, it really, really isn't. But when you're that good, you make it look easy.
Egypt really making it look easy with another win, beating Algeria to the line by around 4-5 seconds. But in the end, those 4-5 seconds mean either gold or silver, and Egypt was the one that claimed that gold medal. Moving into another gold here, men's single final. It's Egypt against Tunisia. Hafsa competing, and he must be one of the favourites as far as the Tunisian team is concerned.
Well, both these countries are extremely good at beach sprint rowing, and they're really focusing on it. And you'll see by the quality of their entries into the boat how slick and how many times they have practiced this. Now, unlike other international regattas, we were a little bit more relaxed about having women boat handlers. A lot of these countries do struggle with getting female athletes into their team. Now watch as they hit the big waves to get through it, and they both handled it well. Then we have seen teams where it's actually chucked people out of the boats and they haven't managed to complete their race because one of them's been swimming. But getting through that break is so important, and getting through the first buoys to get round your slalom and then get to the end buoy where you're doing your 180. You can see again digging in the right hand side, rowing round with the left. Now you can see Egypt racing back, and it's close, probably a length in it, but it can all change depending on whether you catch a wave or not. And you can see that their waves are making a difference. Egypt didn't look like they were in contention, and they now are in contention. Now it's about managing to get through these last little breaks and running up that beach, but without collapsing when you do the transition, and getting to that buzzer first. Looks like a close race, but it looks like the Tunisian has just managed to get there before Egypt.
A top finish by Tunisia. Their Hafsa managing to claim the victory over Egypt for Tunisia. But in beach sprint rowing, it's a back-to-back competition, and Hafsa being put under pressure as he goes into the open category as well to compete in the single rowing. And this time he'll be up against Egyptian El Khamenei. He's going to have his work cut out for him.
Yep, so Hafsa is a great competitor, and he's up against Omar, who is a previous bronze medalist in the World Championship beach sprint rowing. You can see there the expertise, the smoothness of climbing into it as the team push him off, and it's going to be close, bang into a big wave. Oh, and Hafsa unfortunately didn't handle that wave so well and got turfed out, which is unfortunate because we saw him doing so well in under 21. It gives Omar from Egypt a really good clear run, but he'll still be pushing to get a good time, because a good time will mean that you get to choose which lane you get to race in, and that can be a very important choice because it can make a difference between whether you win or lose. And there you could see his coach Mustafa cheering him along. A very good coach. He's done wonders with the team.
Yeah, Hafsa not very happy with himself for the way he lost that event, and of course he did not the way you want to be put out of an event. But Omar El Khamenei, don't take anything away from him. He is one of the top competitors in this Egyptian team.
Yep, they came with a big team, and they came here to do a good job, and they did do a good job, and they were top of the medal table and scored the most gold medals.
Well, all that was left to do was honour the top contenders and participants on the day. Egypt clearly leading the way and taking away the most medals.
They did extremely well. They brought a large team, and there were 15 events, and I think they medalled in every single event. Tunisia was also right up there, but South Africa also did brilliantly with 10 medals. A big improvement on where we've been before. So last year we got 1 silver and 2 bronzes. This year we got 1 gold, 4 silvers and 5 bronzes. So the future's looking very bright for South African beach sprinting, and onward and upward for beach sprinting at LA 2028.
Well, as we bid you farewell from the beautiful coastal town of Buffalo City, we hope to see you back in our beautiful town for the Buffalo Regatta coming up in February. Till then, stay safe on the water.